There we go. Thank you for clicking on. I had to play that twice for two reasons. I had to get a couple of things dropped into the chat. And, well, we've got to talk some UFO stuff tonight. So, a double UFO intro. And again, thank you for clicking on. It's going to be mental fitness night, hopefully. If I haven't screwed up communications again. Normally we do this on Monday, but I just had a lot of things going on Monday, and my head wasn't where it should have been, and I don't have a producer or director or anything to keep me on track. And I started an hour early. For some reason, I had it in my head that it was 10 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, I started, and nobody was prepared. And so apologies to the ladies, and hopefully they hop on here tonight. And we have some mental health talk. That's what I've pretty much got the show set up for. However, here in the beginning, while we await their arrival, I do have some stuff. Let's see. Let's start out with the Twitter bookmarks. I don't have a whole lot of them tonight. I'm sorry, the X scroll. No more Twitter. It's now X. And we begin in the Bay Area of San Francisco in Northern California. This video kind of speaks for itself. This is a naked woman shooting a gun on the Bay Area Bridge. And as you can see, luckily she ran out of bullets. She was eventually apprehended by police. And I've said that, the increased radiation coming in because of the magnetic field worsening is going to impact people. If you've got a heart problem or a head problem, because those are the two main sources where electricity is really specifically involved. And we're seeing some crazy stuff. We showed the lady in the airplane yesterday, and we've seen a couple of those episodes. And I don't know, maybe it's an alien influence, maybe it's not. Solar radiation and cosmic dust and energy coming in. What we do know, what you're not supposed to start yet. Hold on. What we do know is it is now public record, and for the first time in U.S. history, someone under oath has declared that the United States is in possession of UFOs and non-human biotics, I believe was the term they used. But basically, yeah, bodies, or at least remains. And this for Officer Dave Gresh.
Extraterrestrials.
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries.
Biologics.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so.
Skiff. SCIF, pronounced skiff. It is a sensitive compartmented information facility. SCIF. an ultra secret room where officials and government contractors take extraordinary precautions to review highly classified information. So, in order to answer her question, they need to have a skiff. All right. Here's the rest of the video.
And you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super, thank you, and I yield back.
So, we did not today. We got one more thing here to show. We did not have any photographic evidence presented. We didn't have any video evidence presented. We had testimony from the three whistleblowers, compelling testimony. Had some theater, had some people show up that weren't on the committee that wanted to get on TV. However, I'm going to say that this might have been the most okay. This is the most absurd topic, or one of the most absurd topics we could ever imagine Congress being talking about. Is who knows about the UFOs and about the alien bodies, and can we get them in here? And yet, as absurd as the topic is, the way the committee acted and behaved, as far as both sides of the aisle, as they say, was the most like what I remember Congress being, and what I expect Congress to be. So there was a big juxtaposition for me today watching this personally, because I was like, this is what Congress is supposed to do. It's supposed to be respectful and come to compromises, or in some situations come to unified demands when necessary. And it hasn't been like that, obviously, for the past 2 years. We knew it was going to be that way. We knew this was going to be a Congress that was all about revenge and reciprocity, and not necessarily about anything for the good of the people. I hope, and I trust, because I'm hearing from more and more Republicans, okay, not Trumpers, Republicans, who are really getting to the point of, hey, no mas, no mas, no mas. All right, back to the UFO thing.
Point you had said that there has been harmful activity or aggressive activity. Has any of the activity been aggressive, been hostile in your reports?
I know of multiple colleagues of mine that got physically injured, and the activity. And I got
by UAPs or by people within the federal government?
both.
Okay, so there has been activity by alien or non-human technology and or beings that has caused harm to.
Okay, hold on a second. Why did that
Activity or aggressive activity? Has any of the activity?
Let's get back here to the back where whatever happened. Suddenly clicked and the audio went off.
Knowledge tradecraft, right? So what I personally witnessed.
Hang on. I think it was about 52. All right, let's try it from here.
Here, because they tell you never to acknowledge tradecraft, right? So what I personally witnessed, myself and my wife, was very disturbing.
Point you had said that
Okay. So the testimony today tells us that there has been injury. There's been injury from both crafts, and you didn't hear it, but in the hearing itself, injuries from both alien craft and from people trying to reverse engineer alien technology. A lot of speculation, as you can imagine. The UFO X-verse now, saying things like the X-Files, were were actually a documentary. I said earlier to a friend that Independence Day and ET were historical reaccountments, and jokingly, of course, but um, the other final most important thing to come out of the UFO, or one of the most important things to come out of the thing, was that we've known since the 1930s, and I've said that on here that presidents, certain presidents, and I still don't think all of them have. I can't believe that Trump would know this and not talk about it. So I hope nobody ever asks him about it, because I'm sure it will just become but he's never talked about it, and he talks about frickin' everything. So I don't think they told him. All right, back to the X scroll. Adam Kissinger, I'll just leave this here for my MAGA fans. Rudy Giuliani admits he lied about the Georgia election workers. That was me being shocked, me faking being shocked. Rudy Giuliani concedes in court filing, he did this in federal court, by the way, that he made false statements about election workers, and he no longer contests the outcome of the Georgia presidential election. It's not good news for Rudy, and it's not good news for the orange one. Some again, Cheeto. A lot of different names. I'm sorry, I got to plug this in. A lot of different names. Okay, there he is now. I cannot. This is rumor. All right, this is pure rumor, but at the same time, I imagine that people are going to start speaking out very soon. It has been revealed that Trump tried to have sex with female staffers while he was in the White House. Bunch of young women running around, working. What's he going to do? Okay, we got to look at this, and you got to tell me what we got here. Hold on, push the wrong button. There we go. I got to get rid of the music, but what is this thing? It's like a four-headed, and all the heads have got teeth, or is this, or is he holding four different wands? I can't really tell, but either way, I can't tell. I'm hoping he's holding four different wands, and there's some kind of like just run of the mill biting snake worms, but and not a four-headed alien being. But if you know what those are, drop it in the chat if you would, please, because wow. Okay, that does it for our X scroll for the night. Got a couple other things to touch on real quick here, and then we'll see if the girls are here or if they're coming, and if not, we'll reschedule. Half of the ocean's surface has changed color. Okay, and this comes from Popular Mechanics. This is not from Bob down the street. Half the ocean surface has changed color, and you know what? That shouldn't happen. I love when headlines are revelatory. They make you just go, oh, right. You know, the ocean's surface has changed colors. That probably shouldn't happen. We talked last night. If you haven't seen it, go back and check out last night's episode. We talked about the heat in the ocean, the hottest ocean temperature ever recorded. Places with the hottest temperatures on land as well. So, just something to think about. And the final thing I'm going to touch on before we get into our mental fitness, the Jason Aldean song. And we're going to take two looks at it. We're going to take a comedic look from Trey Crowder, and then we're going to take a different look from a member of the Black community through a reaction. So, and then we'll get into the mental fitness things. So let me pop over here, and let's start out with Trey Crowder talking about Jason Aldean's Tried That in a Small Town in his most recent stand-up gig.
I was all fired up about that Jason Aldean song, Try That in a Small Town. But I'm from a very, very, very small town, so I was interested in this story. One of the first lyrics in this song is like, hey, try carjacking an old lady at a red light, right? And I was like, a red light?
By the way, I come from a town that we had a flasher, and I mean that is a flashing light in the center of town. We did not have a stoplight. We probably had a flasher or two in town too, because despite what everybody thinks, small towns also have bullies and people who try to run things and cliques and bigots and hippies and freaks and everything else. And I'm sure I'm blowing the cover of a lot of people, but not everybody in a small town is all one community kind of. We take care of our own no matter what. Well, it ain't like that in a lot of places. Just saying. Now back to the comedy.
What is this, Times Square? Legend has it they tried to install some red lights on the square in my hometown in the 80s, but that didn't take because, I kid you not, people kept shooting them out in the middle of the night. Now, I was like, Jason Aldean don't know what he's singing about, right?
My town didn't have a town square.
He's from Macon, Georgia. Have y'all heard of Macon, Georgia? Yeah, that means it's not a small town. The fact that you've heard of it, right? I looked it up. They got a goddamn Target. Shit might as well be Paris, dude. When I first saw the song, Try That in a Small Town, I thought it was going to be different. I thought it was going to be something like, find a good piece of pizza. Try that in a small town. Be a gay teenager. Try that in a small town. thought it was going to be, you know. So I was kind of surprised, and it bothers me because like the whole song is about they're getting fired up about things that are never going to happen. Like they're worried about like big city Antifa coming there to fuck shit up. It's like, dude, they ain't coming here. I'd rather go to Somalia, man. They got better coffee there. Like imagine Antifa having a meeting and they're like, yeah, we know all the media's eyes are on Portland and LA and the big cities and everything, but where we can really make the most impact with our message is Bucksnort, Tennessee. That's where we need to focus our efforts at. Bucksnort. It's just ridiculous. It pisses me off too because there's plenty of things that are being done to small towns that they could be mad about, that he could be singing about, you know what I mean? Like singing about them fucking shipping all the jobs away, shutting the hospital down, making you a staging ground for heroin in pill form. Like sing about that shit. But you know, the villain of those songs wouldn't be Black Lives Matter protesters, it'd be rich white people and politicians, so I just think that's the same thing.
Okay, that's Trey Crowder's look at it. This is
Hey, y'all, welcome back to the party.
Hang on, Britt.
It's your girl, Britt.
This is Britt Reacts. And what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to play, when she plays the song, I'm going to buzz through it because I don't want a copyright strike, number one, and to shorten the video up. We're just going to hear her response. I think everybody's probably heard the song by now. You probably are sick and tired of hearing the song and the lyrics, but I really just felt like, okay, I need to share what she is saying. People need to hear this.
Reacting to Jason Aldean. Try that in a small town. See what he has to say.
Okay.
I had a feeling I knew what the theme.
Wait a minute, back up just a couple seconds.
Mean by try that in a small town, but I had this Georgia girl right here. Had a feeling I knew what the theme of the song was. I'd also like to go out on a limb and just say here, notice that all of these kind of scenes that were just depicted while he was singing were of people of all different races, genders, everything. It wasn't just one versus one. It was a woman in a man's face. You know what I mean? It was inclusive of everyone who is doing and does and agrees with wrong. As a girl who grew up outside of Atlanta, in my more recent years lived in the city of Atlanta, can tell y'all how bad the violence has gotten, and how scary it is at the thought of like raising children there and having your family be there. And it feels like enough is enough. Who's gonna stop it? You know what I mean? It feels like there's this complete disregard for any type of authority at all. Like any type of rules, any type of system in place or people in place to help provide protection and safety, which I think everyone wants. Everyone who's of sound, sane mind wants. But something happens when you go to a small town where everyone knows everyone and the sheriff knows everyone. You know what I mean? It's like nothing's going on here. No one's stepping out of bounds here. And if so, it's rectified so quickly. So yeah, I get the.
Now that is the case with outsiders. I would say 99% of the time in these little small towns, as far as outsiders.
Message here for sure.
Whoa. Okay. Let's see.
There is space here for people. The cancel.
Oh, hang on. Ah. This tells you how much I think we need to hear what she's saying.
What I say. What I say.
Okay. She talking over the song. All right, here we go.
What is he insinuating? It's like he's insinuating that we take care of our people. We are a community, and that's what a community does. A community, a village, a a tribe, all of those are the same thing. They take care of one another. And if you harm, hurt, or threaten or anything of the sort of, you know what I mean, of a group of people, there are going to be consequences to be paid. That doesn't necessarily mean violence, but it means you will answer. There will be justice. And I think that's exactly what he's saying. It's like, come to this small town. Come on over here with that foolishness. Come on over here with all that nonsense and that disrespect and disregard for life and see what happens. Right on, brother, is what I'm going to say.
Okay. So let me run to one more thing. Hopefully we got it. So the music's gone.
He said it. He said you could do it in a big town, but come bring that to come try it in a small town. I think I think I was spot on in thinking what this song was about. Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing that you find, right, is in a larger city. In these cities, it's such a melting pot of people, ideologies, and everything, right? Everyone thinks different. Everyone believes different things. Everyone was raised differently. But in these small towns, they tend to be more of the same like-minded people who were raised the same, have the same ideologies, have the same kind of code. And so in a big city, sometimes I feel like it's hard to find common ground in situations where it should be so simple and so easy. It's like, we want to be safe. We want to be healthy. We want to be alive. But it's really devastating how much discord is caused by difference and the lack of ability to find the common denominator and the common ground, which is just making sure everyone survives, not in a small town. Yeah, I think show up and you're gonna get showed out, you know? And another thing too, like, you become a parent and things that weren't maybe necessarily on your top of your list is like high priority, become high priority. And for me, I don't think, like, I lived my whole 20s in New York City and was just buck wild and was probably doing some of the most unsafe things unconsciously, putting myself in harm's way just for the sake of fun. And now I look back as like a mom to a little girl, and I'm like, oh heck no. Like, where can we go where that's not happening? I just think this is a man singing a song about protecting one another. And, you know, I think that people have all kinds of opinions about the nation that we live in. And that's fine. Feel how you feel. But if we all could just work from the place of peace, love, and happiness, I think we could be in a much better place and we wouldn't have all of this nonsense. I mean, look at this. This is a robbery we're watching right now. It's like, why? Go get a job. Go get a job. Go get a honest, hardworking job like the...
When she says this is a robbery we're watching, in the video that she's showing, it's the part of the video where there's a liquor store robbery going on. And she's telling the guy, you know, don't rob the liquor store, go get a job.
employees in this gas station. I'm rambling because I feel this message so deeply in my heart.
Okay. Crap. All right. So again, this is if you want to hear the rest of it or any of our other reactions, it's Brett Britt reacts REACTS. So yeah, I just felt like I don't know, something about that message is just like, okay, I need to play that. All right. There we go. We're back over. Lori Arnold is in here. Hey, the link is at the top. Hot mess. Lori Arnold, GA, is coming in here. I'll drop the link again down here. Hang on. And we'll get up here and we'll talk about things. Before we get into the mental health stuff, even we'll talk about what I've been showing here, the UFOs, primarily the UFOs and the Jason Aldean song. She'll be here. Okay. All right. Oh, it didn't post. Hang on. There we go. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Great song lyric. If, common ground, peace, love, and understanding. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants security. Everybody wants to know, they can live a healthy, happy life. And hold on a second. There she is. Hello, LA.
Hi, Barry.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Are you on the road?
No, I'm home.
Good. Okay. All right. So how hot is it?
Oh, it's hot. It's up in the hundreds, maybe 107, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's been over 110 in Phoenix, Arizona for, I don't know, going on close to a month. There's
I
GA.
heard what you said about the water that was really hot. It was in Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah. 101 degrees, 5 foot down.
Wow. I was in Florida when that red algae hit a few years back. It may have done it since, but oh, the fish that were all over this. The beaches were so stinky.
Yeah.
There's
Hey
some weird stuff happening.
Hello, GA.
Hey,
Welcome. Thank you for
thank
being
you.
here. Thank you both
Thank
for
you. You're
being here.
welcome. How are you, Lori?
Hi, GA. I'm doing good.
Where did Summer go?
I don't know. She was in here, I thought.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
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 is.
said
She's down here. Hold on a second.
okay.
There she is. Here she comes. Burr, burr, burr. There she is. You got the rainbow hair.
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty.
I did it for Pride.
How you doing?
I'm at the gym.
It's been a minute since we've talked.
Yeah, I just been kind of chilling a little bit.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. All
I'm
right.
doing good. I'm doing leg presses as we talk.
Cool.
Do a couple for me.
I got you.
I work out vicariously through you. I swear I'm losing weight.
Hey, working out for all of us.
Okay. Either of the three of you have any comment on the Jason Aldean song controversy thing?
Absolutely not.
Good. All right.
I
Yeah.
couldn't care.
Yeah.
I,
Lori?
I couldn't care less.
Lori, are you a country music fan?
Not even a little bit.
Okay. All right.
I don't like country, no.
Okay. So have you ever heard the song?
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay. All right.
I haven't even listened to it. I
Okay.
have no need to. It's
Okay.
it's it's so trivial in the concept of real life that I don't have spoons for that shit.
Cool. What about you,
Yeah,
Summer?
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna sit this one out. I got other shit to argue about it with people.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. I just no, I don't want to. I didn't want an argument. I just
no,
wanted to.
not you, not you,
Yeah.
but just in general.
Yeah.
There's so many distractions that are set in
Yeah.
place to get us to argue with each other, and
Awesome.
this is one I'm not doing.
I,
Yeah, it seems like this is one
Do
of
I
those
have
things.
do I have points of views? Sure, but am I gonna share them? Nope.
that's fine.
Exactly, it's a song. It's not worth like
It
I don't
it
know understand why people want to just keep talking and talking and talking about that song.
I know it's a song, and in the big scheme of things, what does it frickin' matter?
Yeah, I'm already in one hot topic this week with the Sound of Freedom coming out, so yeah, I gotta do all that.
Yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
just
Okay. All right. We're avoiding that topic tonight. The other
So
thing is, what about this? The hearing today: UFOs and aliens.
I
that
believe.
falls under the category of things Georgia does not have spoons for either.
Okay.
I have very few spoons right now.
That's fine. Lori,
Yeah.
any comment?
I thought it was. Oh, there goes the dog. My dog. The dog has a toy. Oh, you
That's
can hear
fine.
that squeaky. She's actually got Spike's Wubba, but I love the alien topic, Barry. I'm positive. I think there's aliens. I think they've been here. So
Okay.
I
Well,
agree.
the guy pretty much said today that he testified under oath, so he either perjured himself in federal, by
Cool.
federal law, or he's actually he has proof of alien craft and alien uh,
Right.
bio
But there
bio.
were no pictures or videos, right?
No, there weren't any pictures or videos shown today. No,
Okay.
no. Uh,
So we supposed to believe this guy just because he said it, or is he going to show proof in a skiff? Is he, does he
yeah,
have
he's gonna
anything?
he's gonna. Well, he's already given. Uh, the one guy gave a list of who to talk to,
Oh wow,
both friendly and unfriendly, and
gotcha.
and the one guy was the pilot on the Tic Tac, um, the Tic Tac episode with the where the UFO looks like a Tic Tac, like a white Tic Tac,
Gosh.
and there was no form of no way of determining what kind of propulsion it was using, and it was sitting stationary in 40 mile an hour winds, and then immediately went to 2,000 miles an hour and was gone like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we've seen that. That one's been leaked. And that was a Navy video,
And
and all.
did I hear somebody say, I didn't listen to it, I couldn't even, but I saw little snippets of comments from people. Did I see that he claims there are bodies?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And where are they?
He couldn't say that in
Gotcha.
in open conversation. They're at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Open that shit up. Let
there's
everybody see it.
there's a whole
But
bunch of underground stuff at Wright-Pat.
I personally think that there's a lot more important things that Republicans could have hearings on. And how about instead of
Well,
stupid ass
now
hearings?
hold on a second, because the other aspect of this is national security, because because people have been injured at the minimum. People have been injured by aggressive behaviors, and also by trying to reverse engineer technology. And we cannot identify what these things are or where they come from, and therefore we don't know if they're friendly or aggressive. Some have been friendly, it seems, some not so friendly.
How about they pass a couple of laws?
Like what?
I don't know.
Laws for
Don't,
aliens?
no, no. I
I'm
just
sorry.
mean
Every
their
alien
job
gets a $2,500 check when
and a
they.
driver's license. They're
I'm talking about like the aliens we're talking about. That's
no,
what
no,
I'm.
no. They're lawmakers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be making some laws. That's what I mean. They should be doing their job.
Well, hearings are part of their job.
I know, but have you
Hearings are a
seen all the
significant
other
part of their
crap that they've
job.
been,
I know.
all the other hearings, you
Yeah,
know?
I know. I know. They're shit shows. Uh,
I don't know if our society's ready for aliens,
well,
Barry.
that's a good topic. I don't think they are
Wait,
either. Can you imagine
wait.
those that don't know? There's a character in this
I,
sphere that we have all kind of been in and out of, called Screamin' Steve. And
They could take him.
how is he going to react, or how are
Oh,
people
dear
like that
God.
going to react uh,
Right.
when and if it is confirmed?
Oh, he'll say I think of that Saturday Night Live episode with,
We lost
where
Lori.
they,
Okay,
oh,
go ahead. I'll watch.
where they act, there's three people usually sitting in a chair, and one of them is Kate McKinnon, and she's always talking about what the aliens did to her when they picked her up. Sorry.
No, that's what comes to your mind when you
Yeah,
think of aliens.
yeah,
All right.
because it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So yeah.
Okay. Summer, what are you thinking?
I mean, like I don't know. I think there's probably some other shit out there that like we don't know about, but like the ins and outs of like the court hearing and all that, like I had other shit to do, so I didn't really care, so I didn't watch it.
I know, but
But
I'm not talking about the
but
hearing.
I
I'm
do
just
but I do believe that there's like aliens and shit or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it is, and I haven't encountered them, but there's other things in this world that is beyond
Other
us.
than us, we're not the we're not the only thing in the world.
I hate to break it to everybody, but like I just
You
don't
know
think
what?
it's all about us.
Maybe maybe America would get along better with aliens than we do with each other.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
No,
fucking
we
kidding me?
wouldn't.
Some Americans would.
We'll
Yeah,
traffic them. That's what America will do. They'll traffic the
yeah,
aliens.
exactly, exactly. Something
We don't.
stupid.
We don't. Unfortunately, we don't treat guests well here in America all the time. No, I'm just.
Yeah,
Even though we're a big melting pot, so
right,
we're all.
exactly.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Tax
There's
the
something out.
aliens.
Yeah, there's
Tax
something
the
out there. But
aliens.
I don't. I can't say that I've interacted as far as I know. But I mean, I don't know what the new big woohoo is for everybody. Like, I don't know if something else is happening.
Would
But
would you like to would you like to have an interaction?
fuck, I
Summer?
interact with aliens every day, so let's go for it.
I mean,
I interact. I mean, yeah, it
would
would
you
bother. I mean,
would
I
you
don't know.
like to see would you like to see a UFO, or
Sure,
actually
why
see
not?
an alien?
I
Okay.
mean, I don't care. Like, it
Well,
would bother me. I mean, if you
I'm
watch some
sure
of the
not
people that walk
everybody
around,
thinks that way, but
yeah, but well,
I think
everybody
it's
doesn't
It
cool.
deal with every,
it
everybody
would
doesn't
scare
deal
the
with
holy
everybody walk.
bejesus out of me.
Everybody doesn't deal with everybody walking around with people in the country that we have now. So of course they don't want to see aliens.
Yeah, yeah,
Some
you're
of
on
us-
the streets a lot more than on the actual streets, not YouTube streets, but the actual in real life streets more than anybody. So you
and
deal
I
with an
talk to
incredible wide variety of people.
I talk to people that say they talk to aliens every day. So I mean, hey, whatever. I'm down for it. I don't give a fuck.
How do they talk to them? How do they
I
talk
don't
to
need,
them?
they be messing around. Ain't no telling. I don't know.
Okay, I just wondered if it was like
Nah,
mental,
they're just
or are they
trolling.
just
I think, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they're really talking to aliens. I just listen. Sometimes I don't. I talk a lot when I'm online, but sometimes I just listen. I don't ask a whole lot. I just listen. I think they like
Georgia?
that.
Georgia, do you want to see a UFO, or
No, hell no. I'd be scared shitless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be freaking out.
I'm a combination. I always figured I'd be either be the crazy lady that's on top of the building with a sign saying "Take me," or or
I
the underground person that was, like running like hell to get underground or something to get away
Find
from
me
them.
a tunnel.
and
I haven't
and
decided which way to go yet.
what about you, Barry? You'll be out for him, right?
Now, listen, if I seen one, I'd lose my shit. I ain't gonna lie. But I mean, fuck it. If we see one, we see one.
We'll be live streaming them.
Oh yeah, but you know it, baby. I'll be like live stream, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, baby. Let's go.
Where's my phone? Give me my phone.
Yeah, fucking dying on me. I was like, fuck. Imagine if I seen an alien while I was out. I'd been like, oh my god.
But then once you stream it, it gets immediately taken down, and the Men in Black show up, and you end up in Guantanamo or something.
And that little flashlight thing in your face.
I've
Yeah.
had plenty of
You
videos
forget
taken down off
everything you
social media.
saw.
It wouldn't be the first video that's been taken down off my page.
Oh no, for any of us, I mean,
Nope.
Right, exactly. That's why we do it.
that's why we do it. One of the reasons we do it. Yeah. All right. Do we want to wait? Did you say Cunning's going to be here?
She is.
Okay.
She was running late,
All right.
but
You
she
wanna-
said she'd be here.
You want to go ahead and do the Disney princesses?
Oh my God!
Or do you want to
actually
wait
got
till,
them.
or do you want to wait till she's here?
Let
Let's
me
Wait,
let me
what?
check.
What
Let's
about
wait.
the Disney princesses?
Let's wait till she's here. Let's do. Wait a second. No, not. This is 10 Disney princesses with serious mental disorders. That's going to be our lead-in.
All of them, because they're princesses.
Okay, we've got what Disney princess are you? We've got. Hang on, where'd it go?
I want to be Ariel. Isn't that her name? The mermaid.
Oh, that's the only one I've got up. I accidentally erased the what prince are you and what villain are you? So
Just because I think it would be
Am
fun
I
to
really
live in
a
the
princess?
ocean.
I don't know. I said, am I a princess? I don't know.
all right,
I don't know.
let's find out. Let's go ahead and find out. And then we'll see if oh, we just lost GA. She's not going to play princess. Come on, GA, get back up here. Here we go. What Disney princess are you? All right. Let's see what the options are. Let me hang on a second. I got to get back over here and get GA back up here. There she is.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. All right. All right. I don't know who these Disney princesses are.
Who were they? Who? What?
I don't know who these. Okay,
I don't either.
Bella, Sleeping Beauty, Ariel, and that looks. I don't know I can't see the other ones. Whoever
Okay.
did the art at them didn't really do Disney princess art.
Yeah. Maybe I picked the wrong. Of course, we got a freaking commercial here.
Hey, you should get Prime. It does everything. It's changed my life since I got it.
YouTube Prime.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Okay,
And
how much is it?
I'm on a family plan, so I don't know, but it's worth
Okay.
it.
All right, here we go. Let's see. This, we may not. This is only 5 minutes long, so, but we may not even get through it if it's just too stupid.
Present a new personality test quiz. What Disney princess are you? There are 10 questions. Pick one answer and count your stars to see your result.
Okay, you got to keep
Click the
track.
bell to stay tuned.
Can you keep track? You gotta count. Okay, there's 10
I'm in the
questions.
gym. I can't keep track. I'm
All right,
sorry.
somebody keep track for Summer. All right.
Oh God.
Somebody in the comments,
and
help me out.
somebody keep track for Summer and for Lori and for G.
Yeah,
I
I
got a
can't.
pen.
10 questions. choose an answer and then count your stars. And then I'm guessing that we add up the stars at the end and you find out what princess you are.
Who
So
knows?
let's see.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Question 1. Pick your favorite dress.
Okay, pick your favorite dress.
Hell,
I would say the gold one.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Gold. Everybody says gold. All right.
Pink.
Oh, wait a minute. Georgia said pink?
Pink.
All right. Georgia said pink. All right. Two golds and a pink. Okay, now I know how much time we got. All right, so if you said gold, you get 2 stars. If you said pink, you get 1 star. All right, those of you scoring at home.
Question 2. Pick something sweet.
Okay,
I'm definitely going
pausing
number
it. Pick something sweet. We got, what do we got? We got a shot. Is that a shot? Is that like a
I don't know, but I'm gonna take it. I think it might be some
Black
coffee.
Russian? Oh, some coffee.
Maybe either one. I'll take number 1.
Number 1. Okay, and then macaroons and some kind of
Ice cream.
ice cream extravaganza.
I'm going for the ice cream.
Okay, Lori's going ice cream. Summer's going with the purple cupcakes. And GA? Did we lose GA? Come on, did we lose GA?
Oh, it looks like we did.
We lost GA. All right. Well, all right, let's get through this here. All right. Lori, you picked ice cream, and Summer picked purple cupcakes. Oh, 3 for the purple cupcake and 1 for the ice cream. Number 3.
Question 3. Pick your type of computer games. Adventure or family.
Okay.
Fighting or strategy. Building or design.
Okay, what kind of do you like to play computer games?
Yep, fighting strategy.
Fighting strategy? Lori?
Adventure. I like adventure.
All right. 3 for fighting strategy, 2 for building, and 1 for adventure.
Question 4. Pick a sense.
Okay, pick a sense. Smell, taste, or sight.
No,
Smell?
I like to eat, so I'm gonna say
no, yeah. What was the last one? I'm sorry.
Sight.
I'm gonna have to go with eat. It's not smell, but
Eaten? Both of you going with eaten? All right. And both get 1 star.
Question 5. Pick a modern princess.
Pick a modern princess.
redhead hot.
Yep, number 1.
Both pick number 1. Both pick the redhead. 3 stars for the redheads.
Question 6. Pick a positive character.
Okay, pick a positive character. We got Tweety smoking a joint. We've got this guy. I don't
That's the
remember.
squirrel from Ice Age.
Okay, and then we got Paw Patrol. Is that who we have over here?
I'll take Tweety.
Tweety smoking a joint. This is, I wasn't anticipating that.
Always go with the weed.
All right. And you get 1 star for Tweety in the weed. Nobody picked squirrel. I just now
I got all
dawned
the
on me.
nuts I need.
Hey, that squirrel too,
Question 7.
Barry,
Huh?
Pick a
that
pixel.
squirrel is always trying to get that nut and he can never get the nut, but he causes horrible things to happen for everybody else.
All right, here we go. What Disney princess are you? Number 7. Question. Pick a Pixar movie. Coco, Soul, or Ratatouille?
Ratatouille.
Summer?
Um,
Oh,
I'll say so.
Soul?
Yeah.
Summer says Soul, and Lori says Ratatouille. Soul, 1 star. Ratatouille, 3. Question 8.
Question 8. Pick a color.
Pick a color.
The last one.
Last one?
Yes.
All right.
Pretty.
All right. Both of you picked the last one. And it is worth 1 star. Look like angel wings.
Question 9. Pick the color of your eyes. Green or blue, dark brown, light brown, or hazel.
Hazel. Are your eyes green or blue, dark brown, or light brown? Hazel.
Well, in the moments they're blue.
Your contacts are blue?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go blue. Lori,
I think mine's dark brown.
I think yours are too. 1 for Summer and 3 for Lori as far as stars. Number
Question
9.
10.
Oh, last 10.
Pick a beautiful haircut.
Okay, haircut.
Middle.
The middle.
Yep.
Lori,
I think they're all so pretty, but I like the last one.
last one. Okay. Last one is worth 3 stars. Middle is worth 1 star.
Like and share my quiz. Let me know your result. I will heart your comment.
Okay, here we go. How
I
many
love the
stars?
color of your hair, Summer.
Thank you.
How many stars did you have, Lori?
Shit, I don't know. Is somebody helping me in the
Three,
comments?
12.
Did somebody help? Did somebody help Summer in the comments? Narrator's voice is hideous.
I hit 19.
19. All right. Summer, I'm going to say you had 26
Okay.
because you had a lot of 3s. All right, and I didn't keep count, but
That'll work. 20.
that'll work. Let's find out. Okay, 10
From
to
10 to 14 stars. You got Anne. It seems that your dream is to act in a famous movie
come
in
on, get
which you
off of
play
there.
the role of your favorite Disney princess.
Was that you, Lori? Did you get 14?
No, I had 19.
19. Okay. It's neither one of you then. $15 to 19. This is you, Lori, right?
Aw.
Oh, I like Bella.
You got
like
Bella.
From 15 to 19 stars. You got Belle.
I go find a
It
beach.
seems like you and Belle could be best friends forever if she really existed. You two fit well.
All right, now let's find out for Summer. Oh, Summer, you just
From
missed
20
Cinderella.
to 25
right.
stars.
Oh,
You got Cinderella. It seems that you also dream at night about a true love story like hers that will change your whole life.
all right, here we go. Summer.
From 26 to
That's
30
right. Let it go,
stars.
bitches. Let it go. Let it motherfucking go. That's exactly who I am.
You got Elsa. It seems that a strained, beauty, and personality of your favorite Disney princess are a daily inspiration for you.
All right. So it sounds like it came out pretty good.
Yeah,
Let me get rid of this. And
that's right, bitches. Hey, some of y'all need to listen. Let it go, let it go, let it motherfucking go.
oh, what happened to Georgia?
I don't know. I can't see the comments. Though.
Okay. There hasn't been any comments in a minute or two for some reason, or maybe it's frozen on the back end here, but I'm not seeing any. All right. So let me drop some of these things so I can focus on important stuff here for tonight. Without killing the okay. Summer, are you a neat and tidy person constantly?
No.
No? Okay. I've got a couple of videos we're going to show and talk about. And this is this one I found interesting. Hang on a second. This one I found interesting, and it's your clutter is caused by your trauma, and something to think about.
What's up, guys? What if I tell you that a traumatic event, like a bad divorce, a car accident, may cause a clutter in your car, in your home, or in your office? Salut, I'm JM Tetro. I'm a military veteran and I've helped a lot of brothers and sisters in arms coping with their PTSD. In this video, I like to explain to you what is the link between the trauma and the clutter that we found with our client and our research. So there's three main points that we found. First, from the traumatic event, we've seen the stress level raise and accumulate. We know that from the traumatic event, the brain is affected, it changed. New links are created, and now the brains react to fear, which raise the level of cortisol. We know that the normal cycle of cortisol grows during the day, goes high, and at night it goes down, which brings our stress down. That's why normally in the morning we are more calm and peaceful. But in the case of the traumatic event, many of the time the stress doesn't go back down anymore. It stays up as it follows the cortisol level, which brings to the clutter, because the stress is so high, and to declutter we need to calm down, we need to be peaceful, and that doesn't happen anymore. So the stuff pile up and we start decluttering a bookshelf, and the week after it's back. Everything goes back to the same situation, and that's because in our mind it's cluttered. It's cluttered with fear, with different anxiety from the traumatic event. The second thing is, from the traumatic event, every void has to be avoided. Avoid means fear. So removing things or decluttering, it's creating a void. So many of the time, and what we've seen with our client is when they start decluttering, the stress or anxiety raise because it creates a void. And the third thing, I'd like to read an interview just an extract of an interview we did with Dr. Lawrence while we wrote our book. He said, "We know that PTSD can affect different parts of the brain, but what we're referring to with respect to those people who have an issue with cluttering in their environment is a problem with their frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is where your executive functioning is. Executive function as self-care, self-worth, and environment care is going down, which is what I was referring to. The brain is affected, is changed. And as the executive function are affected, the organization skill goes down, the self-care goes down, which is directly related to the clutter. It's hard to organize, so stuff piles up. And if you want to know more about that, I invite you to click on the link below, because in the book, we really go through the different link, the myth, and how to start decluttering.
Okay. Again, this comes from Post Trauma Secrets is the name of the platform. Hang on, ladies. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. Hit the wrong button. Ladies, what are you thinking?
100% of my story.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. My frontal lobe damage is done. I have a lot of damage to this part of my brain because I had excessive trauma and abuse when I was a child, and then it moved through teenage years to grown-up years. So even if you watch me here on Outreach, I mean, like, my car's full of stuff all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a citizen, so I go through and clean everything out, and it all makes sense to me. But if you try to do something, yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah.
And it's been working through. It's gotten a lot better over the years, but I mean, I'm just 8 years out of everything. You know what I mean? Like, so even though it seems like I have it together some days, I'm still, you know, in start of my journey.
Yeah.
I happen to do some cool shit sometimes. You know what I mean? But like, I'm definitely still very much in the middle of beginning.
Can you turn your mic up a little bit, Summer?
I got a lot of background. I'm at the
There you go.
The
okay, there you go. That's better. That's better. All right. Yeah. So, and you find it that when you try to unclutter, it just gets cluttered back up.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, yeah, sometimes if
I
I'm
do.
if it's
I mean, I hadn't thought about any of this until we started on this, but I've been doing that same thing. I went through a massive divorce.
right.
Then I lost Kay, and for 3 years, Kay's been gone Kay's been gone 3 years now, and for 3 years I've just been not taking care of myself, not taking care of my environment. I've been doing everything they said.
Right. And so what I would just do is, like, you know, like when I get in my little spots like that, you know what I mean? Like, I make sure I try to get around stuff. I pull away from everything. I kind of take care of me. That's something I've learned over the last, especially the last couple of years. And something I've really been honing on the last couple of months. You know what I mean? Is really just making me a priority instead of everything else. Because even with my trauma when I first got out, I mean, me staying busy to an extent was trauma fueled at times. Now, luckily, I'm very aware of certain things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very aware and working through everything. And so I can tell when I'm getting in a bad spot. It's usually around anniversaries is the only time that I'm normally a organized, messy person. But yeah, during anniversaries and shit, yeah, I could slip into a little, what I call a trauma hole. But I think I think with people that have, what I've noticed in the work that I do, people that have severe trauma issues, they're either really super duper organized or they can be messy at times. I think it's a very normal thing.
Lori?
Yeah, it's so interesting that you brought all this up, because I just watched a video too of a gentleman that was talking about, it was childhood trauma and one of the effects of it being cluttered. It can anyway, clutter. But I agree with Summer, because like my mother went through a lot of trauma and stuff, and boy, like her response was to be super clean. my response, I'm a cluttered mess. I can admit it.
Do you think there's any possibility that the entire country has PTSD because of everything we've been through since, say, 2020?
I think a lot of people have PTSD and don't even realize it. Yes.
I mean, everything we've been through as a country, as a people, let alone what we all might have experienced individually, and yet we never even consider that these things that have happened to us may be impacting us negatively, and we need to fix them. We don't
What?
even consider it, let alone talk about it.
No, I agree with you, Barry, because and it's not to pick on one thing, but like even just when we went through all of the shutdowns and stuff, one of the side effects from that was that people didn't get the touch. They didn't get to see other people as much, and they were kind of isolated to an extent.
Some of
For,
us found out we liked that, you know?
yeah,
Some of us found out, hey, this is I don't mind at all only being with one other person the majority of the time and not around so many other people. But I know what you're saying. For a lot of people, it was like you suddenly don't have any kind of human connection except through the internet.
right. Well, like for myself, I had been self isolated for so long, afraid to come out of my home. And I was just finally reaching that point in my own healing to where I was trying to go into society when all that happened. So it was kind of a really weird place for me because I was trying to rejoin society and society shut down.
That's true. That is. I mean, that's a very unique situation. I, do you think everybody understands what PTSD is?
No, I don't. I don't think a lot of people understand what it is.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play just I think it's like another 4-minute video here. Um, and this is from Psych Hub. Um,
I didn't even want to go to
realize
sleep. The nightmares were so
it
bad.
is. It's a 4-minute one. This just simply what is PTSD, and then I've got a video after we discuss this. I got a couple of videos. One of them about a potential treatment that I've been looking at.
I didn't even want to go to sleep. The nightmares were so bad.
That image kept coming back to me. I didn't want to remember it, but there it was.
I felt like I was right back there in the middle of that horrible day. The smells, the sounds, it was so real.
I tried to go grocery shopping, but I couldn't be around all those people without seeing the exit.
PTSD is challenging, but there is hope. Talk to your doctor and get some help because treatment works. People can learn to live again. I know. I did.
Okay, that's great. Really great. It's all well and good. The problems. Okay, thank you, Summer. The problems. It's not covered by insurance, so a lot of people don't try to get treatment, and also there's such a stigma that she used the term weak, had it written in the mirror that it's especially with men looked at as a weakness.
Yes, not only weak, but it's embarrassing. And the
I'm learning. I'm learning from all of this. I'm learning that I need to take a serious look at things.
Yeah, and it's not always as simple as people, you know, when people are suffering from maybe a very mild depression, um, these little quotes that people give or little ideas like just go outside or just do this or
Yeah. Yeah.
just do it, you know, and they don't really realize when it's something that's really deep. It's not just a matter of just getting up and going and doing a certain thing. It's much stronger than that.
Right. Much deeper than
Yes.
just going outside and touching the grass. But
Yes.
not that going outside and touching the grass is a bad idea at all, ever. But things are much deeper than that for certain individuals.
It's not something that simple somebody saying a couple words to you or you going and like you said going out and experiencing nature or things that would normally maybe help somebody who is in a really bad mood or in a little bit of depression. When people are in severe, um, they need, sometimes they just need some help from a trained professional.
Yeah. I got to say hey to Sam Singe, Nancy, David Kirk. Hello, David Kirk. Peace, love, sunshine. Not going away. Been here since day one. She's not going away. Hi, Christy. Hi, Lauren B. Um, I thought most people with PTSD preferred cannabis. I think people that got sick from the virus still have the virus living in their bodies dormant. It's causing all these wild behaviors, and they're not like the way they were before lockdown. Okay. Lawns being problematic is a whole other discussion.
I think
Yeah.
it's important for people to like, especially learn the difference because, like, I have PTSD. I have complex PTSD. I have a couple other issues. You know what I mean? But like when you're dealing with both of them, and while both of them are very bad, they can be different at times from the issues I guess you could say I go through. So if you're dealing with stuff like this, if people have given you a laundry list of things that's wrong with you, go talk to somebody that's familiar with PTSD or complex PTSD, and I can promise you a lot of your diagnosis will probably not even be the right ones. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you've had childhood trauma, especially if you went through some, and again, a severe thing could be a car accident to some people, or it could be whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it may not just be depression. It might not just be anxiety. It might not just be, you know what I mean, bipolar. Like you might actually have PTSD. A long time they only thought war vets could have it. But then they started recognizing like human trafficking and torture survivors on having it, and then they recognized children having it, and so the list over the years have gotten a lot better, and there is a lot of different help out there. But you just got to get familiar with it and not be scared of it and
Yeah.
empower it, use it, because it will sit me down at times, but then at times it makes me a warrior.
I'm glad we're doing this because like I said, I'm learning from all of this. And I'm being fairly retrospective here that I'm thinking of things that were traumatic to me in my childhood, in my teens, and all the way through my life, and that I never really dealt with. I just kind of pushed it under because I had to move on. And and
Right.
and and if you do that, at some point, it's going to mount up so much that it's going to impact you, um, whether you recognize it or not.
Well, that's, yes, doofus, and that's kind of why mental health is part of health care because um, if you
I
don't take
agree.
care of that mental health, I guarantee you it will come out physically.
Yeah.
Um, I know people who refuse to because they kept putting it off and putting it off and wouldn't take care of themselves, and they would put it off and it would come out in a physical way, and then it would force them to take care of it.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely can come. And a lot of things, sometimes, if people have been dealing with it for a very long time, like some people could have been dealing with this kind of stuff since childhood, or teenage years or whatever. And so if you don't understand it, like it'll make sense sometimes, right? Like when I finally got with somebody that totally understood like serious trauma and understood you know what I mean? Like not just whatever. It actually made me feel good. It made me feel like, okay, I'm not completely crazy. Like there's reasons why all this stuff is happening. You know, a lot of it not being, having trauma addressed when I was a young child. I mean, a lot of my issues, yeah, I've gotten through stuff when I was an adult, but like most of us, a lot of my issues come from when I was a kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Before
Yeah.
even the serious shit started happening, right?
I know
'Cause
exactly what you mean. That's what I'm saying. I'm going back to some issues when I was a kid that might have hurt me more than I realized, might
right,
have impacted me more than I realized, and then a couple of things in my teen years that might have impacted me more than I realized. And then the whole time I was a minister in the churches, I was also doing uh, the EMS emergency chaplain thing, if something
right.
would happen, and I saw some horrific things, and
The
and those are starting to come back.
Right. Well, the good thing about it is over the last, couple years or, last 10 years, whatever, I put box everything anymore 10 years. There's been a lot of growth, not only in mental health, but definitely understanding PTSD and complex PTSD. And, and there's a lot of help out there, right? It's not just medicine that's out there. There's EMRD that's out there. There's all kinds of different things that you can work with if you get with trauma specialists. That you can it can help you do all kinds of different things, and I know a lot of people that's done that. I've dabbled in some of it. Um, and I had a couple things like memories and stuff come back. So and that was in the very early of all my stuff. So I think I was kind of like scared of all of it. Now I'm thinking about looking into something like that because I know a lot of survivors that have done it and it's worked wonders for them. But it does worry me because I know a couple people that it's like, MDR stuff or whatever. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of different things out there, not just medication. And yes, I am a huge advocate for legalization of medical marijuana because it does help, regardless of what people think or not. It helps tremendously. It's with some
Yeah,
people. So
especially
yeah,
with anxiety.
I think there's a lot of all natural things out there, and there's nothing wrong with going to an all natural. There's nothing wrong with meds when you need them, but there's also other ways. And there's some people that won't go to doctors because they don't want to be put on a bunch of meds. Well,
Yeah.
that's not the only answers these days. There's tons of resources out there and other alternatives to healthy ways.
Homeopathic methods. And hello to Max Flower. If I didn't say hi to Max Flower, I'm back over here where the chat is for just a second. The last thing we're going to do, Summer brought it up. EMDR. The last segment we're going to have here is because we don't want to just talk about, okay, here are the problems without looking at, okay, what can we possibly do about it? And Summer brought up the idea of it is eye movement desensitization reprocessing therapy, EMDR. And
Yes.
again, we're just going to have, this is from Psych Hub, and we're just going to have a quick look at what this is, and if it's something that maybe somebody out there watching, maybe it helps somebody. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help.
Hurry and take an extra 20% off during.
We've got Cole's commercial here for just a second, and get right to our program.
Those images are just stuck in my head.
My childhood was so bad with the abuse. I've been to therapy for years. I like my therapist, but nothing really changed.
I can't stand going out to bars or being around people. I drink alone. I think it used to make me feel better, but not anymore.
Since the attack, I feel numb. Had to leave school and work. My life just stopped.
The best news is that EMDR usually doesn't take that long. The feeling that a person is stuck in the past can change with EMDR. people with PTSD can become fully present and live their lives the way they intend. PTSD can be treated, and people can get back to the lives they want to live.
All right. Just one treatment possibility. And again, it is EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing therapy.
Have you used it, Summer?
So I did a couple sessions of it, and so sometimes what happens is it'll bring some memories back to the forefront, and then I don't know, and the way they explained it to me, and listen, I'm not no professional or anything like that, right? But like it's almost like reprogramming, retraining your brain or some shit like that. And that may not be the right thing. I don't know. But that's just kind of how I took it at the time. And again, it was a very early in everything. And so it made me had a couple like serious, like repeating night pairs come back for a little bit. And so I got a little nervous and I didn't go back. So now that I'm further along and I've done other trauma counseling and different things like that, I'm interested in trying it again, because I know a lot of survivors and just a lot of people that deal with not even just survivors of trafficking, because let's face it, we're all survivors of something. And so if it's going to help me get rid of the nightmares, I'm all for it. So I think I'm going to give it a shot. I really do.
Okay.
I know I would say go to trauma specialists, people that specialize in serious trauma, and have that discussion and see if that works for you. Because there are, there's that. And I think there's a couple other things I've heard about. A couple of survivors I know at TBIs that have done. So again, I'm not a doctor or a professional or even have the right verbiage. So, just really seriously sit down and talk to a trauma specialist, because they will be able to guide you.
We're just talking about the things in public, trying to decrease the stigmatisms, trying to show people that, hey, you may have something, there may be something going on that you don't even recognize, that you should at least consider, because your behavior has changed so freaking much. And we've seen that online. We've seen people's behaviors change so freaking much that they need to consider, is something going on with me? Hi, Christine.
Yeah, Max Flyer's right. She says shrooms and ecstasy therapy has recently been, and that is something I'm hearing a lot about too. And I'm hearing it, and not in ways that people are like, oh, getting, but this is actually, these are dosage that are helping them. I don't know nothing about this, but I've heard a lot about it.
But I've heard
so
it.
It's willing. Again, there's a lot of things out there. You know what I mean? You don't have to let mental illness control you. It's going to have its moments. It's going to peek its little head, but like it really can empower you. You know what I mean? Like if you can understand it and you can work through some things, and I don't know, man, it's been a fucking journey, and it's not even close to being over with, but I mean, I'm a part of the ride. Fuck it.
I always appreciate you coming on and sharing, because you've got such a unique experience.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude. Like I said, when I first did it, I sat down with a counselor or trauma specialist that I completely trusted. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And she told me, she was like, listen, there might be some things that kind of come back to the forefront, because even in like pictures of my brain, like shit that they've done, like that whole part of my brain's like jacked. Like it's fucking shoo, you know what I mean? And so, but it's nice to not, I used to feel like, I don't know, like, I used to be so angry and everything. And so now that I'm starting to understand my mental illness, and I'm using it in ways to empower me, because, hey, it's helped me. It has helped me through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And but one thing I will say, the easiest thing to deal with mental illness is for any of us. If you know kids around you, make sure they're getting the help that they need when they're traumatized, man, because there's a lot of fucked up adults with little broken ass kids inside of us. You know what I mean? Because nobody got us the help, and I get it, but this is a different time and age, and we do not need to sit around and watch children suffer. Get up, say something, and get that baby some fucking help.
Amen.
Because that's where a lot of my shit comes from. Like that's what grew. I always talk about how I was groomed before I was groomed, and you know what I mean? Like shit that happened to me when I was a kid. Like, yeah, that fucked me up, dude. gave me all kinds of issues, you know. So I'm glad that I'm been able to work through some of them and learning some of the different outlets. Art therapy is a big thing I do. Music therapy is a big thing that I do. Exercise. That's why I was at a fucking gym at midnight tonight. You know what I mean? Like you have to be proactive. You can't make excuses. Like I had to cut back on the drug use. Marijuana helps. You know what I mean? But like I couldn't be drinking and all that crazy shit all the time. Not saying I don't have a shot here and there or whatever, but you have to really be proactive in your shit because you can only make so many excuses. We're all fucking adults. You know what I mean? Like we're not talking about little kids. We're talking about adults. And we can, when we recognize it, like you said earlier, Doofus, she was like, hey, I kind of noticed some of these things. We'll get proactive, babe. You got a lot of people that will support you and love you and walk, you know, with you that journey. None of us are alone. We've built a crazy dysfunctional community, you know, and hopefully we have a community in real life too. But like, yeah, it's not as easy like you guys were saying. Like you can't just go solve these problems by touching grass. You can't just solve these problems by telling yourself you're going to get through this and keep going. Like, no, you want to address these issues and fix some things, then you got to do that. And nobody can do it but you. And that's for all of us.
And the sooner we address them with children, especially, that they don't grow up being 52 years old or however old trying to fix those same problems.
100%. I am a huge advocate for child therapy, like for real. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us adults, there's things that people we know that will never even tell anybody what's ever happened to them. You know what I mean? But that's why some of the reason why they're the way that they are. And I get it. We have to look at this shit and then you have to go, okay, you know, it's a hard road, right? Because you feel like you get knocked down and you get back up and by your own brain, you know what I mean? But you got to change. You got to be proactive in it. Like you can't make excuses for it. You know, even people that I, you know, help or whatever, I'm like, listen, we're grown. Like, and yes, the things that happen to us are not our fault, but the shit we're doing now, we got to take some ownership.
We got to be responsible for.
One of the most empowering things I think for me was to realize that nobody could save me.
Right.
They could
100%.
help me, but I had to save myself.
Yep, 100%. No one can do it for you. We can walk along each other. We can support each other. We can encourage each other. But what we can't do, what I won't do is I won't make excuses for you, and I can't do it for you.
Yeah.
That's the two things. Like, I'm just not that. If you want me as a friend or an associate or anything like that, like, I'm not great. Nah, because you know what? I expect and I do and that's why I pulled back a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, all right, I went through a lot of shit these last couple of years and I had a lot of anger and a lot of, you know, and I was like, you know what, let me skip back a little bit because I've been through some shit and that was my responsibility. I had to do that.
And I'd like to say too, that it's not just the people who have the trauma and have the problems from the trauma. Their families, their loved ones need help too.
Oh yeah.
On how to deal with them because, you know, I had a husband that loved me and he didn't know how to deal with someone who was so broken or had such big problems. And he let me just sit and become depressed by myself. You know what I mean? And because he didn't know how to do it.
He didn't know how. Yeah.
Right.
And always be kind says that for the therapy to work, if you're on any kind of weed or any kind of mood modification,
that's not true.
Avoid that while you're doing the therapy.
That's not necessarily true. That will marijuana doesn't affect that. Now, I don't go in stoned or anything like that, but if somebody is, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than, you know, like now what can happen if you're mixing a bunch of prescription pills and you're struggling with addiction and shit like that, then yes, that could send you on a fucking baggy walk train. But if we're having doctors, professionally put professional doses of shrooms and ecstasy, and this is shit that actually these drugs were made for to help people mentally.
About the MD. I think she was talking about the eye movement.
Oh yeah, you can't go in your sessions, Stone. Don't go in your sessions. No, but if you go home afterwards and smoke, that's not going to stop you from therapy. That's all I'm saying.
I tried that therapy, Doofus, and it helped me a lot. So I would definitely tell people to at least try it if they're really
I'm gonna go back to it.
Yeah. I know for me, what it did is it took the power away from those people, situations, whatever it was. That as I was sitting there talking about it, it went from being in that situation, you know, how you feel like you're right back in there and
Uh-huh.
all the emotions that come with it.
Yeah.
It took that away so that I could think of it and not be drawn back all the way into it.
How many sessions did you go through before that happened?
Honestly, it was pretty quick. I've had 2 sessions was all I really had, and
Oh, okay.
it didn't fix me. Don't get me wrong that I was just fixed, but it at least calmed it down enough that I could start really working on it.
Okay. Yeah, I did 3, and it just, I don't know, it just re-triggered a whole lot of shit. But maybe it was because I was just so fresh. I mean, that was like 7 years ago that I did that, 6, 7 years ago. I think I would probably be in a way better headspace to try something like that here, like now.
Well, and you know, sometimes if we try things, Summer, it may not be the right time, and maybe we'll be at a different place that it works better at another time.
Yeah. And I agree always, because that's why I was saying, yeah, don't go in your sessions, your therapy sessions like stoned and shit. Yeah. Give it a natural. I thought that's what she was saying. I'm like, well, I don't know if that's like, you can smoke bud and go to therapy. But
All
no,
right.
not during your not during your sessions of brain stuff.
Any last words, any last thoughts before we close it out?
Just, you know, if you got a loved one that is suffering and dealing with shit, like, know what you're signing yourself up for. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to walk with that person. And you know, we can't expect that person to, I don't know, get support for you too. Because if you're going to walk with a person, it's going to be a lot, and you need support as well. And there's different support groups and shit like that too. Again, there's a lot of different things out there. Don't be scared, man. Like, because I feel like we're winning when we take our mental health in control, especially when it's messed up because other people did things to us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so just shout out to everybody that's struggling and keep pushing forward, man. Get
All right.
help if you need it.
Lori, final
Keep
word.
moving. I agree. Keep moving forward. You
All
know, I
right.
mean, there's nothing else that you can do, but I would like to encourage everybody to, you know, one of the things is being able to talk to somebody about it. And it's really hard when you're dealing with things like that, especially if you're depressed and withdrawn, and it's hard to reach out to people. But that's one of the things I learned, I'm learning to do is when I get drawn into a place where I'm in a really bad space again mentally, is to reach out to somebody that I know is safe to reach out to find somebody, a friend or someone that I can reach out to, and to do it, to actually reach out to them as hard as it is.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I can also suggest when you're in your good place, this is something we with some of my friends, like close people, when you're in that safe place and you're not in that trauma hole is what I call it. Come up with like a safety plan. You know what I mean? So like have like 1 or 2 people that you truly love and truly trust, and be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, this is what we've noticed I do when I go through some shit. Like, reach out to me. You know, help me out. Help me pull me out of that hole. You can't expect that and lay that on everybody's lap. But if you have, you know, that 1 or 2 people that's super close, that's in your fucking circle, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? And also create things like I've created safe foods. So like when I'm in really bad situations, because if you don't eat and you don't sleep, then that makes all of it worse, right? So I've came up with safety plans of there's certain safe foods that I can eat. There's just certain things that I can do so I don't get so deep in that hole that it's, you know, like really bad. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and you can do that for yourself and for the people around you that truly is a part of this damn journey.
Yeah. All
Yes.
right. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, and not hold on. I do want to say, not going
Yeah.
anywhere. It says, please never take someone else's pill if they say.
Oh
it
yeah,
will work.
no. Oh no.
That's
no.
very important.
Yeah. Oh
because
yes.
if you take somebody else's medication, your chemistry is not their chemistry, and you could
Exactly.
kill yourself. You could go
Absolutely.
into a psychotic breakdown. You could do a billion different things. So please go to
Absolutely.
a doctor
Yeah.
if you're going to do you know, if you're going to do meds.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
Pharmaceuticals
Don't
can
get
mess
them
you
off
up.
the street because it might be fentanyl.
Yeah.
Don't, you know what I mean? Because people get Xanaxes and shit like that for anxiety. And I'm like, dude, you can't even do none of that shit. You got to go to a doctor, get it done right. Don't take your friend's shit because it'll kill you nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. All right. Yeah. We'll do this again Monday night. Can you ladies come back?
100%.
All right.
Yep.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
it would be
about.
much easier. I had outreach tonight, so and then I forgot,
Okay.
and then I went to the gym. I was like,
Yeah.
shit. So
No
yeah,
problem.
Monday's good.
Okay. Lori's okay with you?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll get a hold of Cunning and GA and see if they'll come back, and we'll talk about a couple of other things. Maybe we'll get into narcissism Monday night. All right. All right. Thank you, ladies.
It's good talking to you, Lori.
Love you
It was
both.
nice to see you both.
See you
Love
soon.
ya.
Love you, Dofus. It was good seeing you.
That is Lori Arnold and Summer Dickerson. Thank those two ladies for coming on here, as well as GA from CA, and we missed Cunning's stunt. We'll see if they're on with us Monday. We normally do this on Monday. I screwed up. We'll be back Monday and do it again. And if I do a game night tomorrow night, it will be early because I've got some obligations Friday early, and I won't be on until Friday evening doing the concert from the park, and it's going to be Jeannie DeVoe. So I may not be on tomorrow night with game night, but look for the notifications. Of course, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. Thank you so much for being here. As always greatly appreciated. I love you all. Namaste. Shalom. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessings upon each and every one of you that so desire them. Much love. Much love. Positive vibrations. Peace. Live long and prosper. It's a dark world. Try to be a light. I love you all. Like chocolate chip cookies. See you next time.